Hi, how are you going? And if you've been with us for the last 6 times, this is going to be a question you don't want to hear anymore. For those who are just joining us, stay with us because we'll be summing up something which is so important, which is to actually look at predicting how I'm going. And that's not too complex in many ways. Some people, they go just by what's in front of their nose and that predicts what's going to go on. And the other people are more like direction fanatics, really need to know their coordinates, exactly where they're at and where they're going in life, as it were. But that's really important, I think, because a pilot might be sitting back thinking, well, I'm going really fine. I'm at a high altitude and just having a great time up here, but really not knowing, in fact, which direction he or she may be going, either down or up, or actually right into something which you can't see at that time. Not knowing is great because it can really be quite happy denial, but can also result in quite scary confusion. And while the Bible doesn't really use a scale of, hey, look, how we're going in some ways, it really does provide a lot of things to line up with to see exactly how we're going. It definitely encourages us to be real. I just want to talk about these 5 things finally to make up all the 6 in terms of predicting how we're going. And in doing that, summing up this series of, how am I going? I don't know if you remember, and if you haven't seen this, feel free to go back, but it doesn't matter otherwise. Firstly, how am I going on the scale of craziness? From really crazy to the point of just even wanting to die, right up through to flourishing. That's one way of measuring yourself. Secondly, remember is, am I successful? And that's, going well, but just saying that's not enough. That upward scale is not enough to measure ourselves by, but there's also the other scale of a second dimension of self-centered to God-centered, and how you're going in that dimension. We talked about then not just one direction of measurement, 2 dimensions, but 3 directions in terms of measuring how we're going with God, with others, and with ourselves. Then we talked about adding those 2 dimensions together to make 4 quadrants of where we can be. And again, we can look at how we're going in terms of self-centered or God-centered, whether we are flourishing or suffering. And one of the big things of all of this is not where we're at actually any one moment, but where we've been from and where we are at now, where we're heading to. It's called the trajectory. And I wonder what your trajectory is like as well. Because finally, then we talked about the 5 circles, because it's not that simple about how I'm going. Parts of my life might be going up in a really good direction. Parts of my life might be God-centered. Parts might be really self-centered. I might be going well spiritually, but not socially, and so on. But then bringing all of this together, we can actually look at the 5 circles of our lives. How we're going spiritually, how we're going in our heart, how we're going in our mind, and also how we're going physically as well as socially. And we can be on different trajectories in any of those things. So this is the 6th and final part of this series is, hey, what trajectory are you on? Which direction are you going in which part of your life? Are you heading upwards, downwards? Are you about to hit something? Doesn't really matter too much what your altitude is. It really matters what your direction is. Look, thanks for watching, and if you think there might be someone else who could really benefit from either this post or a series of posts, hey, feel free to share this with them. I'm Dr. John.